Hi, welcome to Radio Sensation. I'm your host, Dan. And on this episode, I'm going to be looking at this autobiographical comic, Maple Terrace by Noah Van Sciver. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to take a look at this trilogy of books, although the third one isn't out yet, but it's going to be a trilogy called Maple Terrace. And it is an autobiographical comic from Noah Van Sciver. Now, Noah Van Sciver, I've been a fan of his for a very long time. He's another artist that I first met through the, and when I say met, I saw him at his table at the Small Press Expo and bought comics from him. He doesn't remember me. No, I don't think I had any conversations. I would say that a minor life-changing event for me to help get me out of my depression was meeting Ben Mara and having a great conversation with him. I had a feeling he doesn't remember a single thing about it. And I've met a lot of authors, comics authors that went on to what I think of as success at the Small Press Expo. I recommend going. And so I saw Noah. I'm pretty sure it was him at the table. I didn't know his work at the time. I had never seen his work before. And he was selling, little fanzine type things. And I still have those. I definitely still have those around somewhere. I just don't have them within my grasp. They weren't full-size comics. They were autobiographical works, and also a character, this character that has now got this giant book, The Complete Works of Faint Bukowski. I think you say it Faint. The deal is I really enjoyed these. I can see why it's popular because a lot of us know, some of us know very kind of pretentious, somebody who's just starting to write and already wants to be thought of as a genius kind of thing, and very unself-aware. It's a funny comic. If you haven't read this before, I don't know that you need to rush out and get this giant complete version, but I think you could probably find some of those smaller things somewhere very inexpensively. The real thing that comes to my mind is when I reread a lot of these, because some of these I hadn't read for years when I got this collected one because they went into storage and I didn't see them again since, I didn't realize he's really not that mean to this character. He makes fun of him and he shows him up to be a buffoon and selfish and everything, but he could be a lot meaner. I mean, when you look at the way Klaus and Peter Bagge treat some of the same kind of people, or even the way Crumb in the Weirdo Years with Motto Day, he's actually not that cruel to these people. So I think it's a fun book, worth checking out. I checked out Noah's. He's got a YouTube channel. I don't think he's doing much on it anymore. But I did notice that he has about 40 interviews up with cartoonists, and I would say that 90% of them are all people who do the autobiographical comics. I'm exaggerating. I'm sorry. He gravitates towards creators who do that stuff, and he himself, that's not the only thing he does. But this is a book. Some of his earlier work, his autobiographical stuff of when he's writing about the now, seems I didn't like it that much. It seemed he didn't seem aware of the fact that he himself was writing things from his point of view to such a degree that, when someone had done it wrong, it really felt like they had really done wrong. Whereas generally, I find that once you put some distance between it, you might find that, and that's just a casual observation. I don't mean, I'm not really doing an overall critique of Noah here. But anyway, some of his later stuff, though, is a lot more nuanced. And this book about his childhood, is growing up and everything, One Dirty Tree, is a really fantastic look at his growing up in this large religious family. And, you know, you know, and having no money because they were such a large family, and for various reasons, you know, and I can absolutely relate to this. And so this really strikes a chord, and it flips back and forth between more modern stuff and his childhood and his drawing, you know, his wanting to be a cartoonist, and, you know, take note of how he draws his older self. Now, when you see him on his interview channel, you know, he draws himself looking like some older, middle-aged kind of guy from, like, I don't know what era. But, you know, when you see him on the YouTube channel, he does not look like that. He you know, he looks like a, you know, a bald version of this younger guy he draws of himself. But anyway, I highly recommend this too. I think as autobiographical comics goes, like I said, very nuanced, but still entertaining. There's fun, there's humor. He you know, he can take a humorous look at this, you know, not perfect childhood of his. And this is his latest thing that I had picked up. I mean, before this comic, is a young reader's history of the legend of where the legend of Paul Bunyan come from. And you know, it's meant for young readers, but it's got his terrific art, and very much worth checking out at the library. But that brings me to this latest stuff he's doing, Maple Terrace, and this is a real deep dive into his relationship to comics and wanting to read them so badly, and wanting adults to take seriously his interest in them. Like I said, it's going to be a 3-issue type of miniseries. He's got 2 out so far. I had ordered these through my local comic shop, so hopefully you could do that too, or mail order it. But like I say, I'm not going to go into this a ton, but I did want to say that it's a great look at family dynamics, the power structures that can be built into families, you know, and how they can affect how you react. Because there's a lot going on here. Noah's character is desperate to read more comics. He's got older siblings who won't allow him to read their comics. You know, these are comics you can't touch. They're mine. Leave them alone. You know, it's from growing up in this, you know, this kind of thing happens when you're growing up in a large family, and you don't feel like you have your own space. You don't feel like you have privacy. You don't have anything that belongs just to you. And that's what goes on here. And so he really captures those kind of dynamics. There's the play. He's capturing the whole thing of, like, when the parents of other kids think less of you, and how that affects you. You know, he gets tangled up. Some kids get in trouble, and some comics they had just bought get left behind, and so Noah snatches them up. And then it's like when, you know, in some crime film, when the guy picks up the dope that belongs to somebody else and he thinks he's going to get away with the perfect crime, and then the crime boss finds out about it, and, like, the noose starts tightening around the hero. Well, that's basically what's going on, but with comic books. And there's all kinds of stuff going on. And it's just a tremendous thing. Like I said, and there's a funny thing back here. I think in this issue, where's the teacher at that? Oh, so here's the art teacher. I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but the art teacher looks an awful lot how Noah draws himself. And this is the art teacher that's putting down wanting to draw comics and stuff. And so I think that's a funny thing that he looks so much like the future Noah. So the art teacher doesn't think much of somebody drawing cartoons, but the other kids go like, "Oh yeah, you can draw Bart Simpson? Wow." Then I like this. He's drawing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and since the art teacher doesn't recognize it, he thinks it's Noah coming up with wonderful imaginative ideas. There's the kids who are warning him, you know, dun dun dun, you're dead. So the final showdown and the final issue is coming up. I definitely highly recommend this comic. Like I said, not everything of Noah's has been to my taste, but you know, one thing he talks about on his YouTube channel is he despairs of how little he seems to have created in his career, but it's all relative. He's definitely done a lot more than some people, and you know, I think it's his willingness to work, you know, with all these small publishers and put out all these, you know, put out things when he can, and then, you know, collect it together later. Again, I highly recommend it, and anyway, hope you enjoy it.